Today, we are diving headfirst into Jasmy, Japan's flagship crypto asset. And trust me, the macro backdrop developing right now is pure dynamite. Before we jump into the charts, let's look at the real-time coin market cap numbers on the board right now. Jasmy is currently trading at 0.004904, registering a sharp 3.91% move on the 24-hour time frame. Our total 24-hour market capitalization stands strong at $241.18 million, ranking Jasmy comfortably inside the top 120 digital assets globally. Meanwhile, 24-hour trading volume has surged over 35%, hitting $11.40 million across major exchanges. That massive spike in volume signals one thing: liquidity is flowing back into Japan's native ecosystem. Keep your eyes glued to the screen because the fundamental news brewing in Japan is about to completely redraw the landscape for Jasmy. Let's unpack the massive fundamental environment right now. We have 4 crucial macro headlines breaking across Japan and global markets that every Jasmy holder needs to understand. The Bank of Japan rate hike shockwave. Look closely at this headline from Coin Bureau. A staggering 57% of economists now expect the Bank of Japan to hike interest rates in September, up from a mere 5% in prior surveys. Furthermore, a narrow majority forecasts Japanese interest rates rising to at least 1.50% by Q1 2027, marking the highest interest rate environment in Japan since the 1990s. On top of that, 89% of economists state that Prime Minister Takaichi's fiscal expansion policies are exerting severe downward pressure on the Japanese yen. Why does this matter for Jasmy? Jasmy is intrinsically tied to Japan's domestic tech infrastructure and enterprise IoT data systems. A weakening yen combined with shifting Bank of Japan monetary policy forces domestic capital out of traditional yieldless savings into sovereign blockchain assets. Jasmy stands directly at the center of this capital rotation. Japan's $8 trillion bond market goes on-chain. Now check out this second major development. Japan has officially moved to put its entire $8 trillion government bond market on the blockchain. The Japanese Financial Services Agency, the FSA, the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Japan, and the country's 3 megabanks are actively constructing a unified system for instant 24/7 settlement of national stocks and government bonds. Even global financial behemoths like JP Morgan and BlackRock Japan are already testing rival blockchain settlement platforms in this exact market. This comes just weeks after Japan officially ended its 4-year crypto freeze, regulatory framework overhaul, and moved to classify digital assets directly as regulated financial products. As Japan's premier compliance-approved IoT blockchain protocol, Jasmy benefits directly from this institutional validation. When an $8 trillion sovereign bond market transitions to distributed ledger technology, enterprise adoption barriers for Jasmy's personal data lockers completely evaporate. CZ's bullish prediction and macro liquidity. Adding more fuel to the crypto fire, Binance founder CZ publicly stated that Bitcoin is primed to overtake gold in total strategic importance, potentially as soon as the upcoming bull cycle. With gold currently valued at roughly 10 times the market cap of Bitcoin, a monetary shift of this magnitude would release thousands of billions in global liquidity. When global macro liquidity expands under Bitcoin's lead, altcoins with strong institutional backing, like Jasmy, historically experience parabolic high beta moves. BlackRock slashes IBIT ETF thresholds. Finally, look at BlackRock's game-changing institutional move. BlackRock just slashed its minimum Bitcoin to IBIT ETF conversion threshold from $25 million down to just $1 million, a 96% reduction. This opens direct, regulated in-kind swaps for institutional investors, bringing total conversions past $5 billion. Regulated institutional capital channels are opening wide, creating a massive rising tide for Web3 initiatives worldwide. Now let's switch gears and dive straight into the 4-hour JASMY chart to see how the price action is digesting this news. Zooming in to the 4-hour time frame, we see JASMY establishing a critical accumulation range. Primary support zone, immediate demand is holding rock solid at 0.00450. As long as bulls defend this line, our higher-low structure on the 4H chart remains fully intact. A breakdown below this level would open a retest of secondary major support down at 0.00410. On the upside, JASMY is currently testing local overhead resistance at 0.0050. A decisive 4H candle closure above 0.0050 clears the path for a rapid expansion toward major swing resistance at 0.00580. Now let's look down at the MACD on the 4-hour chart for momentum confirmation. The MACD fast line has just executed a crisp bullish crossover above the signal line below the zero axis. Simultaneously, the MACD histogram has printed consecutive expanding green bars, confirming rising buying momentum and buyer dominance at our 0.00450 support floor. This bullish MACD crossover at support strongly signals that the path of least resistance for JASMY is upward toward our key resistance targets. If JASMY holds above 0.00450 and confirms a 4H breakout past 0.00550, our immediate upside price target is 0.00580, representing a swift plus 29% move from current levels. Beyond 0.00580, clearing macro resistance paves the way toward 0.00720 as Japanese institutional momentum ramps up. Conversely, if we lose support at 0.00450, expect a temporary liquidity sweep down to 0.00410 before the next leg up. With Japan accelerating its $8 trillion tokenization drive, interest rate shifts boosting blockchain interest, and the 4H MACD signaling a fresh bullish cycle, JASMY is coiled like a spring. If you found value in this breakdown, smash that like button right now, drop a comment with your JASMY price targets down below, and subscribe to the channel with notification bell turned on so you never miss an urgent update. Stay safe out there, trade smart, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace.